You might think intimacy ends the moment it's over, but what happens next is where the real story truly begins, and most men will never see it coming. Welcome to Psychology Realm, where we uncover the hidden truths of attraction and intimacy. Today, we're diving deep into what really happens emotionally and psychologically when a man releases inside a woman, and why it leaves a far deeper impact than most people ever realize. The emotional aftermath of intimacy is often much more profound than anyone expects. The physical act may end, but what follows is a cascade of subtle, powerful feelings that linger in both the mind and body. At the exact moment of release, the body experiences a unique blend of vulnerability and relief. And this combination opens a door to trust and emotional connection. It's not just about pleasure. It's about a sense of being fully seen and accepted in a moment of complete openness. The mind registers this as safety, creating a lasting impression that reaches far beyond the physical experience. Small gestures after the act, a calm presence, a gentle touch, or soft words amplify this effect, making the connection feel more intense and meaningful. The subconscious mind links the memory of the act with emotional security, which is why moments like these often feel heavy, reflective, and truly unforgettable. Even without words, the energy and attention conveyed in those quiet moments communicate care, acknowledgement, and respect, creating an imprint that resonates long after the physical interaction has ended. Understanding this emotional layer is key to recognizing that intimacy is not simply a physical exchange, but a profound psychological experience that has the power to strengthen trust, closeness, and connection in lasting ways. The psychological impact of intimacy goes far beyond the moment itself. When the act reaches its peak, the mind registers much more than physical sensation. It processes trust, vulnerability, and connection on a deeply personal level. The release triggers a flood of emotions, even when they aren't fully conscious, creating a sense of closeness and attachment that is genuinely difficult to put into words. Subtle cues like attention, presence, and responsiveness during the act send powerful messages to the subconscious, reinforcing feelings of safety and acceptance. This is precisely why the same physical act can feel completely different depending on how it is approached and experienced emotionally. The brain links the act with the emotions present at that time, meaning that care, attentiveness, and emotional attunement amplify the experience, while distraction or detachment can significantly diminish it. Hormones like oxytocin reinforce this entire process, creating neurological pathways that associate the experience with bonding, trust, and deep connection. Even brief moments of eye contact, gentle touches, or soft words can have an outsized effect on how the experience is remembered and felt. In essence, the psychological impact is the invisible layer that transforms a purely physical act into a meaningful, memorable experience, shaping emotions and attachment in subtle but enduring ways. Trust and vulnerability are at the very core of the emotional experience during intimacy, and they extend far beyond what most people consciously notice. Allowing someone that close is a profound act of faith, a silent declaration that it is safe to let go and be seen without judgment. This level of openness triggers deep emotional responses, creating a sense of security and connection that the mind holds on to long after the physical moment has passed. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is a signal that the emotional bond is strong enough to hold honesty and full exposure. The way attention is given during this time, through presence, care, and subtle gestures, reinforces that trust, making the experience feel meaningful and deeply validating. Every small action sends messages to the subconscious, showing that the connection is safe, respectful, and fully acknowledged. When trust is honored in these moments, the emotional resonance can be profound, leaving a lasting impression that is both comforting and deeply bonding. Conversely, any neglect, distraction, or lack of attentiveness can quietly undermine that trust, weakening the psychological impact significantly. The balance between giving and receiving attention in these moments creates a powerful feedback loop where emotional closeness deepens, and the mind remembers not just the act itself, but the sense of being truly valued, accepted, and understood on a fundamental and intimate level. The shift in energy after intimacy is subtle but extraordinarily powerful, influencing emotions and the overall connection in ways most people completely overlook. At the moment of release, the body relaxes, breathing slows, and tension melts away, creating a natural calm that gradually spreads through the mind. This change in state is about so much more than the physical. It signals a transition from intensity to reflection, a moment where emotions can surface freely and without resistance. Calmness, contentment, or even a sense of emotional weight often follows. And these feelings are heightened by the awareness of closeness and shared vulnerability. The energy shift communicates without words, showing acceptance, safety, and presence in a way the subconscious registers deeply and instinctively. It can also reinforce feelings of attachment, creating an invisible bond that lingers well beyond the physical act itself. Small actions during this post-release period, such as lingering touches, gentle eye contact, or soft words, can amplify this energy, turning a fleeting moment into a meaningful emotional imprint. Conversely, a lack of attention or an abrupt disengagement can break the rhythm entirely, weakening the sense of connection just when it is at its most delicate. Understanding this energy shift is absolutely crucial because it is the psychological signal that transforms physical intimacy into a deeper emotional experience, shaping how the act is remembered and how trust and closeness continue to develop long afterward. The subconscious bonding that occurs during intimacy is one of the most powerful, yet most often unnoticed effects of the entire experience. At the moment of release, hormones like oxytocin flood the system, creating a natural sense of attachment and closeness. This chemical response doesn't simply make someone feel good physically. It imprints a sense of emotional safety and connection deep within the mind. The subconscious begins to link the physical act with feelings of trust, comfort, and acceptance, forming a memory that can influence emotions and behaviors long afterward. Even small gestures, a gentle touch, a lingering presence, or a soft word, are registered by the subconscious as signals of care and affirmation, continuously strengthening this bond. The mind doesn't just remember the physical sensation. It remembers the emotional context, the energy, and the way attention was given and received throughout the experience. Over time, these subtle imprints accumulate, shaping how closeness is experienced and how future interactions are interpreted and felt. This bonding mechanism explains why moments of intimacy can feel so profoundly memorable, sometimes even life-changing, because the subconscious associates safety, trust, and emotional connection so powerfully with the experience. Recognizing this helps in understanding that intimacy is never just about pleasure. It is about creating a lasting, invisible link that resonates long after the physical moment has ended. Nonverbal communication during intimacy is often far more powerful than words, carrying messages that the conscious mind may not even fully notice. Every movement, touch, and shift in energy conveys deep meaning, sending signals of care, attention, and connection. A lingering hand, a gentle embrace, or the way one stays fully present in the moment communicates trust, affirmation, and emotional closeness without a single word being spoken. The body becomes a language of its own, translating emotions into subtle cues that are profoundly registered by the subconscious. Even brief eye contact or the way breath and tension change can express reassurance, desire, or attentiveness in ways words simply cannot. These nonverbal cues amplify the psychological and emotional impact of the experience, continuously reinforcing feelings of safety, trust, and attachment. When attention and presence are maintained after the act, the subconscious interprets this as validation and care, strengthening the bond created in that intimate moment. Conversely, disengagement, distraction, or rushed movements can signal disinterest or emotional neglect, weakening the imprint significantly. Understanding this silent language is crucial because it shapes how the experience is remembered, how emotional closeness is felt, and how trust and attachment continue to grow over time. In essence, the nonverbal signals are the invisible threads that weave a lasting connection far beyond the physical act itself. At the end of the day, intimacy is never just about the physical moment. It is a gateway into emotions, trust, and connection that run far deeper than most people ever realize. Every action, every pause, every touch, before, during, and after, leaves a lasting impression on the subconscious, creating memories that linger long after the body has fully relaxed. The release itself is just the starting point. It is the emotional aftermath, the subtle shifts in energy, and the unspoken communication that truly define the depth of the experience. Awareness, presence, and genuine care in these moments can transform a fleeting encounter into a profound connection, one that builds trust, closeness, and even deep subconscious attachment. Understanding the psychology behind all of this is a true game changer because it reveals that real intimacy is not a single act. It is a series of conscious and unconscious signals, gestures, and moments of attentiveness that communicate safety, respect, and true emotional alignment. Those who recognize this, who approach intimacy with full awareness and genuine presence, leave a mark that is remembered, cherished, and felt far beyond the physical moment. In essence, it is not just what happens during the act that matters. It is everything before, during, and after, and how every subtle detail shapes the emotional and psychological bond that truly endures. If you found value in uncovering these hidden truths of intimacy, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more powerful insights from Psychology Realm, and drop the word connection in the comments below so I know you felt the depth of this.